Welcome, everybody. I'm Steve Schlisky, the Programs and Activities Chair for the local San Francisco, Northern California chapter of NATAS. And welcome to this first presentation of Meet the Winners. We've had a very successful national awards competition, and San Francisco did very, very well. And we want to congratulate the winners, but we also want to spotlight on the work that they did this season. And I would like to first introduce our president of our local chapter, Randy Forsman. Randy?
Thank you, Steve. So yes, I am the president of the San Francisco Northern California chapter of NATAS, which is the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences, not scientists. Yes, congratulations to all the winners. This is a massive accomplishment. Not only have you won on the regional level, but you won on the national level, and that is something to be proud of. A little about our chapter. Our chapter was founded in 1961. We are one of 19 chapters across the country. Our members are from San Francisco, Sacramento, Hawaii, Fresno, Reno, Chico, Eureka, Salinas, and even Guam. And this year, our chapter is celebrating with our 50th Northern California Emmy Awards. A little about myself. I am a director at KCRA in Sacramento. I can thank my 24-year-long career thanks to a high school video production class. So this means a lot to me. Everybody gets their start somewhere. I got my start thanks to a class very similar to how you all got your start. So this is very inspiring to see the next generation of people coming forward. So, and if you've not yet entered, I just want to announce that our deadline has been extended to March 31st. So if you've not entered yet, please get your entries in. And back over to you, Steve.
Yeah, and tell your classmates, certainly if you know anybody that's working on projects, you now have, an extra 2 weeks to work on that. And I'd like to focus on a little bit of background. This national competition, we've had the local competition for about a dozen years now. We're in our 13th year, but the national competition has only been in the last 5 years. And in those 5 years, we've had 22 winners from this chapter and 56 nominations. We've done really, really well. The product that comes out of here is truly excellent. And I would like to introduce, we are a national organization altogether, 19 chapters and a national organization. I would like to introduce Doug Mummert, who is the chair of the NATAS Foundation that's responsible for this competition. Doug?
The San Francisco chapter has a very robust student production award program, as Steve said, and a scholarship program as well. And we want to encourage everyone to participate in those, because if you are recognized in the San Francisco chapter Student Production Awards, that basically automatically moves you on to the next level to be eligible for the National Student Production Awards. So we also have a very robust scholarship program on a national level, and I'm going to give you the website to both of these programs where you can find much more information, but it all starts at the chapter level. And I urge you to work with your chapter and also check out our website. So write these down. It's emmyonline.tv/scholarships for the scholarship program. And this year we just opened up the scholarship process. So it's open right now. We urge you to apply for the ones you're eligible for. And we've really increased them this year. And then the National Student Production Awards is emmyonline.tv/NSPA, National Student Production Awards, emmyonline.tv/NSPA. So thanks for having me on. And Danielle Mannion, our Student Production Committee chair on the national level, is going to try and join us today. So Steve, you'll know.
She's here. She's made it. Yep. And I just want to mention those college scholarships start at $10,000.
Yes, and we have more scholarships this year, and they're all listed on the website. With the tragic passing of Alex Trebek, his production company has donated quite a bit of money in his honor to start some new scholarships. So check those out. It's a really good year for scholarship applicants.
Great. Thanks, Doug. And I want to briefly recognize Danielle Mannion, who's the chair of the National Students Awards. Danielle, you want to say a few words?
Hi, how are you?
Hey, we're good. How are you doing? We've got a lot of our winners from San Francisco on this
Fantastic.
Zoom.
San Francisco, you're so darn good. You guys are amazing. You clean up every year at the national level.
Thank you, Danielle. Thank you. And without further delay, let's just go ahead and get into screening our first video. We're going to screen one from Mount Tamalpais High School in Mill Valley. This is We Still Matter. And
It's good. I love this. It's so great. Congratulations.
We claim to be a rainbow city. You don't have a rainbow unless all of the colors are represented in the rainbow. But black people are increasingly becoming conspicuously absent from this so-called progressive liberal rainbow. But it's time that we welcome everybody and people who respect the worth and the dignity of all.
My parents came to San Francisco in 1950. The only place that black people could stay was in Fillmore. And then as we grew up, Fillmore became like a black Chinatown where everybody goes on the weekends and buy cultural foods. It was terrific growing up here because it's a very rich town. It's a beautiful town. It's 3 sides of water. And growing up, this was basically a black neighborhood. And it was wonderful. You know, they were all from the South. They bought houses, and now there's none of it because the rent's too high. And so what you see is a decline of the culture. A lot of black people have left town. Once you leave San Francisco, you can't come back.
In San Francisco today, the black population has been decimated down from about 15% to now 3.9%. Why? Because it was on the backs of the labors of blacks who were needed during World War II.
You know, piling up their money, they were working in the shipyard, and also they came to California and they got tired of the dirty South.
But after the war was over and we moved to a communication information age, they didn't need the Negro anymore. They came over a program called urban renewal, but not urban renewal, it was black removal.
The African American Art and Culture Complex, located in the Fillmore District, fosters an artistic space to empower the youth to both express and discover their potential as future leaders and creators. In an otherwise gentrified city, the African American Art and Culture Complex stands alone as the only city-owned establishment dedicated to keeping Afrocentrism alive through art-based education, programming, and activism. The building itself stands out from the rest with bright colors to represent Black pride both inside and out, highlighting various Black achievements.
The African American Art and Cultural Complex is just a necessity at this point. This building reflects the greatness of which we come from. Being able to live in the city of San Francisco, work within the city of San Francisco, and produce art, and have a safe place to go. We're addressing the needs of the youth. We do a lot of outreach and partner with a lot of different programs.
We grew up over here. I used to come here as a child. The African American Art and Culture Complex became a hub for the youth to discover themselves.
Some of the partners that they have here is Community Grows, the African American Shakespeare Company, and Project Level. All of them produce art and support artists in ways that if we didn't have them, we would definitely feel the effects. It's very, very necessary that these doors stay open.
Representation is incredibly important for children. We know that unfortunately there is an achievement gap, and it usually involves African American students. If they don't see themselves represented, it could be a disincentive to want to try harder in school and to do well.
Project Level is actually a resident organization at the African American Art and Culture Complex. So we run youth development, a youth arts program Monday through Friday.
Project Level is like embedded in my life now. It's like a routine. I'm here every day from like 3 to 7. And I've been doing this since I was in high school, like my freshman year. I don't think all the things I've been through, I definitely wouldn't have gotten through them without Project Level.
Going here is like a second family. Like you develop relationships with everybody. So it's like you get a bond.
I've learned how important I am as an African American female and just being female in general as well. I've learned African dance just being here. There's classes you can take and things you can learn about your heritage.
It's easy to connect and have a conversation or come to them with anything, not just seeking advice with different situations, whether it be school or just college or anything. Someone here always has good advice and helps with everything we need.
We're making an artistic co-working space where artists can come together and find out their creativity process, have the space to do that, but also connect with other artists as well and feel like they're part of the community.
It's especially important for young children and their development that they sort of see themselves represented and be exposed to the broad array of possibilities that they could pursue.
Starting Project Level was like a whole different part of me that awaked or something. Like it was, I had it, but I just didn't know where to like get it. Everybody here helped me find that. It definitely made me a better person. Because I wouldn't be here, like I'm selling clothes, designing for a big company. I'm only 15, I'm sophomore in high school. Like, it's crazy.
The AACC is essential to the social fabric of the Black population in San Francisco. It nurtures a space for the youth to be included in a community where they don't often see themselves and encourages them to become agents of change to further continue the African American legacy.
Everybody needs a watering hole. Even animals need a watering hole. And psychologists have said that it is psychologically injurious to the human spirit for people not to have a sense of place. That's why that complex is needed. To have a sense of place, to have a watering hole, a gathering spot.
That was We Still Matter, the Arts and Entertainment winner and Cultural Affairs and Student Production Awards. Good job. Before I introduce the advisor to the program, I just wanted to mention that Tamalpais has won in the 5 years of this national award. They have won 5 awards and on nine nominations. So this school has done a really, really good job. So I'd like to introduce Sherilyn. Sherilyn is an advisor to that program. Sherilyn, can you give us a rundown of the AIM program and what AIM stands for?
Yeah, definitely. Well, AIM is an acronym that doesn't quite use all the initials for what it is, but AIM stands for the Academy of Integrated Humanities and New Media. And it is a program, it's a 2-year program for juniors and seniors in high school. And it integrates the humanities, that's the integrated humanities part. So kids take all their social studies classes, English classes, and then a documentary filmmaking elective with us. And because it's a 2-year program, junior year students kind of learn the ropes of working together in teams to make documentaries, and then seniors act as mentors and real leaders to help the younger students learn how to do that as well.
And can you introduce the students that you have with you
Sure.
today that worked on this project?
Yeah, no, I'm so proud of them. We give the kids a very broad prompt, and then we really encourage them to find the story that they want to tell. And they go through kind of a hell of a process, I have to say, with us. We're pretty hard on them in terms of creating a really great product. And they came through. 2 of them are going through that process again right now. So Talia and Sophia are still with us. They're seniors in AIM and are going through again the process. And then Lauren and Ashalia are our proud alums and graduates from last year, and who were the senior kind of leaders on that project.
And Talia, do you have I saw you on there earlier. Talia, you have anything to say? What does it feel like receiving this award?
I'm definitely very proud of our group. I think we worked really hard and we chose a subject that really meant a lot to us. So I'm very proud.
And does the NATAS moniker that comes with this award, what is that? How do you feel about that? What does that mean to you?
I'm definitely really honored that we were chosen out of such like a large group of really talented people. It's a big honor.
I'm wondering a little bit, and maybe Sheila or Sophia or Lauren can answer this, about how do you come up with this particular subject matter for this film?
I can take that one. I think when given the prompt, A Sense of Place, which was the prompt for this documentary, we really wanted to hone in on something in our community that we weren't really seeing and wanted to bring light to, especially where we live outside of San Francisco. And we wanted to focus on a place that really valued the youth and the arts and culture, for sure.
I think one of the things that always surprises me and surprises the judges, and maybe one of the other two can take this question, is how professional this work looks. This work is so close to what our professionals who are getting actual Emmy Awards get. The AIM program has had a history of having very high quality work. What do you attribute that to?
I'll go ahead. I think one of the biggest things as to why our work looks professional has to do with our teachers and their expectations for us. So the expectations are very, very high, and also the equipment that we're supported with through the program also makes our films look that much better. But for sure, like, our expectations have to be met. So it has to be professional, because at the end of the day, they're training us to like have a product that could be shown anywhere or in front of any audience and really just make an impact.
Well, congratulations again to you and to your program. You've had a lot of success in this award competition. And I know all of you are most of the way there of having a professional career. And I wish you all luck. And let us know where you're going and what's happening to you, and come back to the chapter. I'd like to throw this now over to Randy and his presentation of the next video and award.
So we have Art Club by Whitney High School. Go ahead and roll the video, Steve.
Imagine seeing in paint.
Imagine seeing in black and white.
Imagine seeing in ink.
Now imagine seeing your vision become reality.
Share your imagination with Art Club and the world.
All right, I'd like to toss it over to Ben Barnholt, the advisor at Whitney High School. Ben, can you tell us a little bit about your program and your students?
Yeah, first of all, thank you guys so much for having us. We're humbled and honored to look around at all these people and names and get to meet some of the different students and teachers from these programs that we've had a chance to see over the last couple of years. And to even be in this conversation with you guys is quite flattering. So thank you so much. Our broadcast program is just, I would say, north of Sacramento, out in Rockland, California. And we have a broadcast news class, we have a film production class, and we have a sports journalism class. And those three courses come together to build one show that we have every single day called Unleashed. And so the commercial that Sam and Lena that you just watched played in our commercial break of our show in between our A and B block. And we put out about 125-ish, somewhere around there, daily shows every day to our school and to our community. And Lena and Sam worked together and they produced this commercial. And before they explain a little bit about their commercial, the challenge that the two of them faced in the program. So Lena was in the program for 4 years and Sam for 3, was for a while, they were searching to find, we work on partners, and they were searching to find a partnership that where both people were giving at least 50%. And finally, they found each other near the end of their high school year, their senior year, and started working together about midway through their junior year. And it clicked and it worked. And you can see the creativity, but what you won't be able to see in the video is their work ethic, the time they put in, and just how awesome that they work together to make this project.
That's fantastic. Now your program at Whitney High School is very highly respected. I know you kind of mirror putting on like an actual newscast, just not live, but I appreciate everything you do for your students. Now, Sam and Lena, feel free to jump in, either one of you. You use a lot of different like artistic styles. What kind of go through the thought process of how you came up with a concept of showing kind of, I don't know how you say it, like artistic filters in your commercial?
Sure. So when we were deciding on what we wanted to do, we wanted something that allowed us to get really creative, whether it was like filters or different transitions or whatever it was. And we figured Art Club would be a great way to express that creativity with our editing and our film. So it was just a very easy kind of route to show off what we could do. And it turned out really well because we're sitting here with all these amazing people and we're super honored to have earned this award.
Well, congratulations. The honor is very well received, well deserved. Tell me, I was curious, are you two members of the art club yourself, or was you just taking this on to promote the art club?
Neither of us were a part of it, but we had a great time working with the people in the art club. They were all amazing help, and we couldn't have done it without their help.
That's fantastic. Do you see any correlation between kind of an artistic sense and how you go into production? Do you see there's like a, how do I want to put this? Do you see what you consider to do as art?
Oh, yes, definitely. Yeah.
So now, Lena, what was your thought process behind everything?
Similar to what Sam said, I think at least we were really interested in graphics and that sort of artistic side of like broadcast and film. So we wanted to bring that into videos that we make. And so we decided to kind of use different filters and like the art filters and graphics to show also like what Art Club can do.
Well, fantastic. A well-deserved honor. Tell me, what's next for you two?
You go first. You go first.
Okay. So we both graduated. So I'm at University of the Pacific right now, and I'm on the pre-dental track.
And me, I am right now at community college at American River, and I'm studying sports journalism right now, hoping to go into sports journalism later.
That is fantastic. Well, congratulations again to you both, and congratulations to Whitney High School for another well-deserved honor. And back over to you, Steve.
So we're going to go now out of California and to Hawaii, to Moana Lua.
If I could just say, Stringing a Legacy blew us away. It was just absolutely beautiful. Well done. All of these works are incredible.
The land is chief, people are its servants. For that reason, we must ask for permission from the gods before taking.
Most people nowadays will go to the store and purchase flowers to mate, whereas the traditional way is to go up into the mountains and you gather it yourself.
So part of being a lei maker is knowing where these plants and flowers best thrive. Like they do really well in those environments.
And then certain plants symbolize different things, whether it be learning, whether it be for hula. So it just depends on what it is that you're making it for.
Flowers and the leis that we use stand for something greater than just looking pretty.
Those flowers all have significance in certain what we call akua, or gods, or elements in our culture. So they're related to that because we look at the elements as being, we call them akua, or gods, but really that's like the cycle of our world.
Leis to the Hawaiian culture, back in the day, they would use them to adorn the different ali'i and certain flowers. They were represented by those certain ali'i or goddesses because of the significance of them. But when it goes into hula, they would dance certain songs to honor those people. They would use those certain flowers.
Nowadays, people give leis to show accomplishment and to show appreciation for one another. They also give leis to show each other that they love them. There's many different reasons that people give leis over time.
It comes down to the question of why you want to give them a lei. You know, what's your intention? But for me, I think I want to take it to another step where it's like, you know, I took time to do this, and if I took time, then that shows this person that how much I appreciate them.
When you give someone else a lei, or when you're making it in general, you need to have good thoughts, or good mana'o, just good mana in general, because whatever you put into the lei is what the other person will be receiving.
So it's about that whole process, like how you feel. You check how you feel. Are you ready to make this lei? Is it going to be your absolute best lei? So it's always good to self-reflect on yourself, because all of that energy, or that mana, I guess energy is another word to translate it, will go into your lei. Yeah, and so you want to make the best possible lei for somebody. You are born with a set of mana, and mana is, to me, is like everything that comprises who you are.
It's your connection to things, your connection to the land and people around you.
It really is a part of you. You're sharing your part of who you are and gifting it to them. So that lei will always stay with you forever.
When I receive or give a lei, I make sure that the people know how to dispose of it properly. So give it back to nature. So maybe put it on a tree, or just put it in its natural surroundings.
It's the cycle of life, yeah. It feeds the land. I mean, feeds it in the way that it'll decompose and be a part of that place.
Put it with your other one. Maybe those three you can twist if you want. Put it with the shorter piece.
There's a lot of lei makers nowadays than there were before, passing it on to keiki that are gonna be future lei makers, or share that awareness as well. That I think it would be I think it's gonna be a successful thing in the future.
There's a relationship between the land and I. As long as I keep taking care of it and keep giving back, it gives back to me too. This is something I learned from my godfather, my kumu. I know that one day it will be my responsibility to teach future generations.
Great, that was really, really nice. And I see what you're saying, Danielle. The photography in that was just really breathtaking, really amazing. You know, so much good stuff comes out of Hawaii. We get a lot of questions from our judges that say, what's going on over there? Why is the production coming out of Hawaii look so good? It looks so professional. Yeah.
I'm one of the advisors at Mauna Loa, but yeah, Austin, I'm Mark Ikinaga. I'm on the film side, but Austin does the broadcast side of the program. But yeah, I'm not sure if he's coming. I thought he was, but I texted him. I said, "Where are you, man? They're showing you film." And he's I don't know if he's available today.
I thought I did see his name up there, but maybe you can answer this question, and we're going to go to your film next. What is it about these products that come out of Hawaii? Why do they're really, really well shot? You've got drones, you've got sliders, you've got all this really great professional equipment. How do you do this in your programs?
Well, I think for one thing, we got great support from our administration. So we got the tools, I think, here at our school to create, the shots that we need. If we need something, I mean, it's pretty much like we just gotta ask for it and we can get it. Like our administrators really helps us out with that. But the kids, they really work at it, and we really strive for getting good shots and telling the story properly, and getting the right composition and framing of their shots and everything. So we practice a lot. So
do you know if any of your students, I know we're going to hear from Daniel later, but are any of the other students that worked on this piece on this call?
I didn't see anybody. I don't know if Daniel wants to. He knows those kids too, but Daniel can talk about a little bit maybe.
Yeah. So unfortunately, they're not on the call right now. But when they made this video, they were juniors. Now they're seniors, and those three are like the three hardest people, the three hardest working people I know. And going back to what Eek said and going back to your question about how we can make these great films, I would say it goes back to the instructors. I'm sorry, like Mr. Zavala and Mr. Ikanaga from the very beginning. They always ingrained in us like this. We want to show excellence, and we want to feel pride in our work, and that's why they always push us to try our best, and they're going to call us out on it if we're not delivering anything less than 100%. And I know for this video they spent like months researching and trying to find the right story for it, and when it came down to the actual production, they killed it.
Yeah, that's great. I see Danielle. Do you want to add anything to this?
Well, I just have to say that I showed this to my documentary class, and they were just amazed. I mean, the visuals in it and the storytelling and the just the absolute beauty of the shots it was incredible. I mean, when we judge these, sometimes we look up the people, we're like, who is that? Who made that? Your school is like well known within the academy education. Everybody knows your school. That Tamalpais, all of the San Francisco schools for sure. But what a beautiful film. It is now the bar in my classroom as well. Okay, guys, this is what you have to beat. And it's a challenge. We haven't got there yet. So I would love to spend some time picking the brains of these teachers. They're incredible. No doubt about it.
Yeah, and I think we agree over here too on the mainland side. Your school and C Writer are constantly putting out such top quality product. I mean, they really does rival our professional productions.
Yeah, here in Hawaii, like between us and Sierra, we always have this friendly rival with each other. Here we try to compete against each other all the time. But it only makes us better, right? Because we push ourselves. The Sea Riders is an awesome program that John Allen got going over there. So we always just we joke around, but we always push each other to do better.
I think I need to do a site visit. Would that be okay if I come to tour and?
Well, Sea Riders, they're to talk about them a little bit. They got a new building coming up just for media. Yeah, so that would be a great place for you guys to check out. I mean, I want to check it out too. So
we'll make a pilgrimage. So why don't we go ahead and show your second? So you won 2 awards, 2 national awards this year. Let's look at Stargazer.
Navigation systems down, sir. Communications have gone offline. Gyrosphere critically damaged, sir. Severe turbulence imminent. Oxygen low. Incoming message.
Hey, it's me, Anne. If you're hearing this,
Hey, cut it off.
Means...
Come on, we have work to do. John.
Remember when we took that picture?
How could I forget? Anyways, we gotta figure out a way to get back home.
I tried everything.
Did you reroute navigation systems?
Electrical unit and navigation systems fried.
How about changing communication frequencies?
I can't get a signal to the DSN on any frequency.
What if we...
I told you, I tried everything. Nothing works.
No, there's gotta be something.
You know I miss it too, right? I miss how we used to be. I wish that we were back home. Together. When being up here was just a dream. I'll never forget our first date at the beach. We were so stupid, but we were happy. I just miss everything about us before, you know. But you're here now, and you've got to figure out a way to get home. We've worked so hard to get up here, and now you need to work hard to come back home. I need you to keep fighting, John. Please.
I should have just stayed back home with you.
But it was my dream to be here.
Yeah, I know, but
You said that there was nothing to be afraid of.
Anne,
You said that we would be okay.
Anne, please.
We were supposed to explore the stars together.
Do you think I want to be up here alone?
If you're hearing this, that means that nothing's working and you've given up. But you can't give up, John. I need you here with me. I need you to come home. You probably feel alone, scared, but you're not alone. Because I'm with you to the stars and back. To the stars and back. Because I'm with you to the stars and back.
The stars. Jen, pull up the star map.
Star map opening.
Come on, where is it? Come on, where is it? Come on, give me something. Come on, give me something, anything. Come on, there's gotta be something.
Wait. Jen, is that the...
Sirius star. It's the closest star to our solar system. 8.6 light years away from Earth. We're gonna get to see it up close.
Jen, how close are we to the Sirius star?
1.2 light years, sir.
That could work.
Systems recalibrating, sir.
Calculate 7.4 light years at an angle of 150 degrees from Sirius.
Location calculated, but sir.
Set course to that location. Send all remaining power to the rear thrusters and prepare for ignition.
Course set. Thrusters ready for ignition. Systems recalibrated. Ready for launch. Thrusters engaged.
All right, Jen. Let's go home.
Stars shining bright tonight, but there is no light in your eyes. I want to believe you will be mine. Don't force yourself to say you can't tell me all the reasons we can't be together right now. At crossroads with no street signs, I know you well. I can't remind. I want to know if you will be fine. Don't force yourself to stay. You can tell me all the reasons
I hadn't seen that for a couple of months, but it always gets me when she disappears from the ship, that one scene. And I mean, I get moved to tears at points in that film, and it just supports that idea of how professional these are to elicit that kind of emotion from a serious film watcher. I watch a lot of films, and you can sometimes maybe just think, oh, it's just a high school video. It's okay. It's not that good, but this has got such professional elements to it, from the widescreen formatting to the sound, to the concentration on sound and special effects, and the pace and the editing. There's just so many amazing things to say about this particular piece and how professional it looks. Again, it's a tribute to Mark, your program over there.
Thanks, I really appreciate that. And we have Rylan too here online. He's the guy to get the special effects, so he's online too. Maybe he should talk a little bit about what he did with that, if you don't mind. Yeah.
No problem, Ryan.
Hi, I'm Rylan.
Hi.
So the special effects in this was all done on After Effects, and it was a long process of like finding the right I guess effects to put into this film, and it was a process, but in the end it turned out really well, and I am glad that it turned the way it turned out.
Well, I thought the special effects really integrated nicely into this. I mean, they didn't look like they were just tacked on. They really fit the scene really, really well. Again, it's that attention to detail. I'm wondering, how much do you review the films and revise the films? And are you looking at rough cuts? What is that process like?
I'm sure with all of the amazing schools here, after you finish a rough cut, you just go, man, I wish that could have been better. And the rough cut of this, I mean, Eeks, do you remember when I showed you like the first iteration of this? I was pretty sad.
Rough. Yeah.
Yeah, I was, because then you can see the film in your head, the film that you want to make in your head, but sometimes when you just put it out and you edit all your pieces together, it just doesn't turn out the way that you want it to in the first rough cut. And yeah, we just spent a long time trying to improve upon the pacing and the elements of story. But even now, like every time I watch this, I just think, man, there could have been some parts that could have been improved. And yeah, it's an endless cycle.
Now, this was entered in a number of categories and it won for writing. And so I just wanted to, to let everybody know that this was a category in writing, and as nice and technical that you pulled off on this film, the writing was superior as well. And I really want to recognize that this is the award that it got, was for writing. It definitely is an emotional piece.
And I remember them going back and forth with the story, and asking and meeting and talking and discussing, and they really worked hard at it, and I'm glad they did well, we appreciate that.
So was this a one semester project, or was this over a couple of semesters? How long did it take from start to finish?
Daniel, maybe you can take that one.
Yeah, so I started not production, but pre-production on this film my junior year, the end of my junior year, because I knew that senior year I wanted to make a film that really showcased everything I've learned throughout the 4 years that I've been at the program at Moanlua, and show my gratitude to my two teachers, Mr. Ikanaga and Miss Calistro, on everything, on all the support and everything they've taught me. So pre-production lasted a long time. Like I'd say half a year, right? From when I first told you, hey, you wanna make a film in space? to
yeah, it was a while. Yeah.
Last draft, yeah. And then production wise, we started filming the fall. I believe it was in fall. That was all the flashback scenes, and after that we took a couple months to break, and we had this original plan to use this. So on Oahu, there's this place called the Challenger Center Hawaii. It's a place for elementary schoolers and middle schoolers to learn about space and astronomy. And we our big idea in the beginning was we were going to use that set to film at, but unfortunately they didn't let us film, and we were running out of time. So Eeks just came up with the idea that, oh, we should just make it in the back room of our classroom. So we spent, I believe, a month working on that, and after that we shot for a couple weeks again, and yeah, and then we finished it.
That whole spaceship, that's like off foam core that the kids just put together, and they just built it in a couple, in months. They spent after schools in there, building it and spending the time and taping and building and sticking and
Got a real Hollywood section of Moana Lua. And before I want to move on to the next one, but I just briefly, Daniel, I'm really curious about, are you a senior now, or what's going to be your next step?
So I graduated from Moanalua last year. I'm a freshman in college now. I'm at the University of Hawaii at Manoa, and I'm studying film. But my dream is to transfer to USC to study film under SCA. So I finished the application process, and now it's just the long and dreadful waits until
Well, if this is any indication, and if you use it in your resume, and you know, it looks like you're well on your way. I mean, it's really fabulous work, really, really fabulous work. And I want to throw it back to Randy and the next video.
Thank you, Steve. That was yeah, that was an excellent piece. One thing that kind of stuck out to me before we move on is you don't see a lot of student production films with like a science fiction type backdrop. So, but you still has a good emotional hook. So I really appreciated that. You see a lot of horror genre, crime genre, but science fiction is the one kind of genre that's kind of underutilized with the high school. So I appreciate seeing that. So I'd like to move on to a director winner. This is a We Belong Together from Buchanan High School. Go ahead and roll it, Steve.
You're mine, and we belong together. Yes, we belong together for eternity. You're Your lips belong to me. Yes, they belong to only me. For You'll always be. I swear by everything I own. You'll always, always be mine. You're mine, and we belong together. Yes, we belong together for eternity. You're mine, and we belong together. Yes, we belong together for
Quite the project. That was really stunning. So I would like to toss it to Daniel Pierce, the advisor for Buchanan High School. Daniel, if you could talk a little bit about your program and introduce Maddie.
Hi. So yeah, we have a pathway here at Buchanan. It's a 4-year pathway with the last 2 years, the junior and senior year. It's an ROP class, and I'm the only instructor in the pathway. So I try to handle a little bit of everything. We do a broadcast. We do film production. We do documentaries. We do music videos. And so I'm hoping that by the time that they finish the pathway, that they've been able to sample a little bit of everything, and they can get out there in the world and do whatever they want to do. I will love watching this music video because, you know, you grow up listening to music and you just never think of that, you know, and it takes the kids to sort of flip it and do something, you know, just completely creative like that. So and Maddie took me all 4 years and is just a great talent. And that's my hope is to just try to give them as much, as much leash, I guess, as possible. Whatever they want to do, I try to be as flexible as I can, and just let them. I try not to be too rigid on anything. You have to do this and you have to do that. I just, what is it that you want to do? And then we try to make it work. And just super proud of her. So, and Maddie Barrett, she's here. She's just really talented, and I'll let her take it from here.
Hello. I don't. Yeah.
Well, Maddie, I just have to say, fantastic job. I appreciate, like, you took a simple concept, a simple, kind of a nice romantic drive, and turn it into something you wouldn't expect. Kind of walk me through your thought process of what you were going for with this piece.
Well, it was really the idea of domestic abuse, and I really liked. I want to bring attention to more of the aspect that no one really ever pays attention to, which is male domestic abuse. Everyone always pays attention to the girls, like, they're like, hey, like, if you're getting hit or if you're being like verbally abused, get out of that, but they don't ever really take men seriously. So I kind of wanted to focus on that and give it more of a creative twist to it to really grab your attention and make you feel like, oh, like this is really scary, sort of thing. Like it can be scary for everyone. So
it was very effective. It kind of had a little bit of a horror styling to it, but with a little more serious subject matter. Now, one thing that struck out to me is, with the exception of like one or two shots, you kept the camera tight on your subject most of the time, which on one end gives it an intimate, sort of relaxing feel, but in the other end gives you sort of a claustrophobic, kind of terrifying feel. Kind of walk me through how you shot, because I noticed you directed and wrote and shot this yourself. What was your thought process going through while you were framing your camera, your subjects?
Really just like little details that can be so easily twisted. Like you said, like it can be very intimate and very like, oh, like it's just me and you in the world. It's so nice. And then immediately it's like, oh, I'm the only person this girl is going after. And it feels like I can't escape, sort of thing. So it goes from like wanting to be there to, oh, like this is terrifying. Like basically, yeah.
Yeah, no, highly effective. You definitely understand your subject matter well. What's next for you, Maddie?
I'm actually currently working at a local news station, KC24 and Channel 47. I wanted to do that like halfway through my senior year, and luckily I was able to get the job right after graduation. So.
Oh, that is fantastic. Myself, I started at KCOY in Santa Maria while I was a senior in high school, and kind of went along the same career path. So best of luck to you.
Thank you.
And with that, Steve, back over to you.
Yeah, and I think it was Daniel, when I was talking to you a couple of weeks ago, were you the one talking about the NATAS Award and how special it is to your school?
Yes. Yeah.
And you said something interesting about the other award competitions.
Yeah, we have been competing in local film festivals, and I'm sort of new to the NATAS Student Production Awards. Just been doing it for a few years here, and it just, to me, it has a lot more meaning to the students because of who's judging it, who's on the judging panel. Sometimes you get into these local film festivals, and it's no offense to anybody in the educational world, but sometimes you have, the librarian and, the social science teacher and the district office official who is on the judging panel. And, that's fine. But it means a lot more, I think, when professionals are looking at students' work and they're rating it a certain way. So, and I think I was talking to you about this, Steve, when they go off to college or they go into a job interview and they mention the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences, people all over the world know what that is. They're like, I know exactly what you're talking about. But when you mention the local film festival, they're like, what is that? I'm not quite sure. So I'm really concentrating my students' efforts on the NATAS Student Production Awards, and I'm looking forward to continuing, doing this for a long time. So,
well, I'm thank you for those kind words, and I put you on the spot there because I wanted to say that we do see this as a big deal. The people who receive this award we're proud that so many come from our chapter.
Hey, Steve, if I could break in for a minute, I just wanted to congratulate Maddie on her award, but also mention that in addition to the National Directing Award that she won, she also won 4 regional awards in music video, an honorable mention, and then in the craft awards for directing, which went on to the national, but in addition, photography and for editing. And that's one of the tricks of our contest, is that you can enter in the program categories, there are 18 of those, as a producer, and then you can also enter in the craft awards if you were a one-man band and did all of the different jobs, such as Maddie did. She entered directing and photography and editing, and came home with a pillar in each of those. So that's one of the fun things about our contest, that you can actually come home with more than one award for the same project, as long as you're doing different jobs.
Certainly a good thing to remember when you're entering this awards competition, that there are multiple places to enter your work. I got something here in the chat. I just want to make sure I cover it. Sherilyn, I'd like to go back to you. You mentioned about David Crawford, speaking about one of our local students making good. Do you want to talk a little bit about him?
Well, he was, he couldn't wait to be part of the program and actually be able to make films and do production in high school. He was thrilled to have that opportunity. And so he was in our program for 2 years, then went on to UCLA's School of Television, and then has just kind of followed that and become a professional sound recorder and sound mixer. And he does TV and film, but mostly TV. And a couple of years ago, he sent a photo of himself with a real professional Emmy that he won for sound mixing. So it's great to see that progression from high school to the real world and the top honors in the real world.
I think we're going to see more of that from just these students that we've had here today. The work is just really phenomenal. Toby, Keith, do you want to, we probably should introduce Keith, because Keith runs our education committee at our local chapter, and he runs this local competition. So we should have, if Keith is still on.
He's on.
Yeah, that's all right. I'm still here. No, thank you, Steve. It's great. These awards are a great example of a kind of a phenomena that I've been seeing lately, and that is that I've been judging student work for quite a while, and it used to be that, a lot of the student work I could see, okay, well, they didn't get that, or they didn't really understand that part, or I see this or that, and you could clearly tell there was quite a big difference between what you call Emmy work, Emmy professional work, and that work, and that's okay, you'd expect that. But now what I'm seeing, and these are 5 great examples, is that many times it's easy to just think, I'm just judging Emmys. I mean, because these things are so well developed, so good. The storytelling is so good. The professional, the technical quality is so good that it's really, it almost matches professional work. And that's what's amazing to me. I'm not really surprised anymore, but I'm still amazed. And so I guess that's the main thing I'd have to say. Congratulations for everybody, of course, for your national, wins. But I mean, I can see why. The quality is just so good. And Steve's right. We've had a lot of schools here that have entered for many years and have done very good jobs for quite some time, but it just seems to be getting better.
I also just wanted to say that I am so impressed and excited to find that there's so many great high school programs such as yours in our chapter, and the great work that you guys are producing. I'm positive that we're going to see many of you in major broadcast productions in the very near future. So congratulations to all of you guys. Great work.
And advisors, you probably heard back from Toby, because he's creating the list of high schools in our outreach program for the awards season coming up. And again, we've opened our awards up to the 31st of this month. Still time to enter.
And don't forget, Steve, the entry fees are waived this year.
And should mention, we got a tremendous grant from one of our people who like the local chapter of NATAS, and they agreed to pay for everybody's entry fees. So the entry fees are free this year. Danielle or Doug, do you have any from National? Do you have any comments? Any additions?
I would just like to say that we are at the national level beginning to see, in reference to students making good, we're starting to see some of our national winners enter the workforce, and they're doing really wonderful things around the country. So I would like to encourage the students here to stay in touch with me. If you're looking for internships, we're kind of a family. I keep in touch with a lot of winners over the years. And if you're looking for connections, say you're going to school in New York or you're working in New York or Boston, we know people in all the different chapters. So we're happy to connect you and put you in touch with people. And you can use me as that liaison. Students do it all the time. My email should be right on the website, but I'll put it here in the chat. And feel free to reach out to me at any time to help. Internships are critical, and just those first connections when you're looking for that job.
And remember that NATAS can be part of your professional life as you keep going forward, because we do have college scholarships at the local level and at the national level. And of course, when you hit the professional level, we've got the local Emmy Awards, which are regional, and of course the national Emmy Awards, which you see broadcast on television. So as an organization, we partner with you and we want to follow your career. So stay in touch with us at the local. We can get you in touch with people at national as your trajectory through your professional life continues.
And then we'll haunt you to come back and speak for us.
Also, Steve, it should be noted that for as you're going into college, student memberships for NATAS are only $15.
Spoken like a true president. Anybody else have any comments? Anything else anybody wants to say? I want to congratulate everybody. This has been a really fun program. I love seeing the videos again. Like I said, it'd been a little while since I had seen them, and I forget just how good they are. And I like watching them with you all and hearing the backstories. The backstories sometimes are as interesting as the films. And I like seeing your life and seeing who these personalities of who you people are behind these films. Definitely stay in touch with me, with Randy, with Keith, definitely nationally with Danielle. Any questions, any comments or questions you have about NATAS and what we might be able to do for you as you go towards your career, please contact us.
Special thanks to Daryl too for doing the work at National, entering all of the winners regionally. That's a lot of extra work, and we really appreciate it. And I appreciate all the education committee in San Francisco as well. Thank you.
Thanks, Danielle, and thanks, Doug, for coming along with us today. It was nice to have nice to have the national presence with us.
And thank you for this opportunity for our kids. As one of the other teachers mentioned, it is the creme de la creme for the students to have their work judged by professionals and then be honored for it. So thank you for this great opportunity year after year.
Congratulations again to everybody for the tremendous accomplishment. I am very excited and thrilled to see where all of your teachers go.
And that's our show.
Thank you, everybody. It's been a blast.
Thank you, everybody, and congratulations.